So we have to talk about what's going on with the Senate race in Texas between Jasmine Crockett and James Talarico. Um, from a strategy standpoint, first, I just want to remind everybody it's all of us against the white supremacists, against the fascists. We can't lose sight of that. Whatever's going on right now with what may or may not have been said behind the scenes by James Talarico against Allred, it's going to be up to James Talarico to work through. But I want everybody to know this. At the end of the day, either James or Jasmine are going to win the Democratic primary. And I can't stress enough that we have to coalesce and support whoever that winner is, because they're going to be running against, it looks like, Ken Paxton. Shall we talk about Ken Paxton? When you talk about white supremacist, he's a 10 out of 10. When you talk about pro-Israel, he's a 10 out of 10. When you talk about removing all of women's rights and removing the rights of our LGBTQ, it's a 10 out of 10. When you talk about alignment with Project 2025, it's a 10 out of 10. This is a very, very bad man. And what I'm concerned about, politics gets ugly. And of course, you're going to create hit pieces, or you're going to find dirt, you're going to do whatever so that you can knock your opponent out. But on the Democratic side, we can't do it in a way where if James Talarico wins, he ends up losing to Ken Paxton, because there's a lot of black voters who no longer trust him. I can tell you right now, with the video that Allred made, what he said to Talarico, Republicans are posting it everywhere. They love what's happening. Right now, this battle between James Talarico and Jasmine, the people who support Jasmine, it's candy, it's music, it's giving Republicans a bunch of wins. Guys, here's the scoop. If Jasmine wins, only 13% of the registered voters in Texas are black voters. But we need them. We need them if James wins. We need them. But even if Jasmine wins, Texas has the highest black population. We all have to work on getting more black people registered to vote, because to this day, they've been systemically suppressed. They've been politically suppressed. They feel like their votes don't matter. This was all by design. Like, these are the things we have to work on. We have to beat Ken Paxton. I have to tell you, this is a Senate seat we also need to win. It's going to be very hard for Democrats to get control of the Senate at midterms, extremely hard. But this is the one seat we need. So I have to be very careful. The final thing I want to say is, the country that starts with an I, they create a lot of hit pieces. Okay. I'm not saying they're behind this James Talarico hit piece. I'm not. But we have to be very concerned about it, because both Jasmine and James have said very problematic things in the eyes of the country that starts with an I. And I would say that Jasmine, if I had to rank it, is about a 7 out of 10 in terms of calling out Israel. And Talarico is about an 8 out of 10. Neither one of them are like a 10 out of 10. That would be somebody like Mir Zohran Mamdani. But that's enough for Israel to create hit pieces against both of them. I could see them trying to eliminate James right out of the starting gate with hit pieces, because he has called it a G side. He's used those words. And then if they help Jasmine win, then they're going to turn and they're going to create hit pieces against Jasmine, ultimately because they want Ken Paxton to win. Now, don't get mad at me. I'm just talking from a campaign strategy standpoint, and the powers that be that are getting directly involved with our democratic politics. So please keep that in mind.